Yeah, we give thanks, blessed love, royal family, life giver to keep us alive. Just a celebration moment for myself. 3rd of December. This is 27 years since I've been hailing Haile Selassie the first. Most high. A familiar voice. Yes, royal family, once again, blessed love to each and every one. Thanks. Live and direct at this moment, exactly. What are we looking at here? 14 minutes moving up into the hour of 11 o'clock. 14 minutes moving up into the 11 o'clock hour, Eastern Caribbean time. So I'm very thankful to you wherever you may be internationally. It is just a joy that you could come and spend this moment with me. Somewhat of a late night edition as such. One of them, the late night, the ghetto vibration, the late night ghetto guitars and speaker. Just a spirit family, you know, as I said, actually celebrating 27 years at this moment as Rastafari, now at this moment for myself. Yes, so it was in the year 1996, and just making sure the maths is correct. Right. And the 3rd day of December was the day when I consciously accepted the true divinity of Emperor Haile Selassie I. Now, even prior to this, so I was 20 years old at the time. But even prior to this, so I would have already left State College. That's the college that you have around here, National College, if you want to call it that. They call it State College. And obviously I would have already left secondary school or high school, but for sure, already in secondary school, I was already seeking and looking for what is considered to be the truth, because this is how I came to Rastafari. This is how I made that decision 27 years ago. Not because I was Afrocentric, not because I was dread and seeking nature, not because of any peer pressure or group or anything like that. Far removed from that. I had no companion, really, that was Rastafari. Only I would have known of Rastafari brethren, some who maybe I would have even gone to school with, but we were not really parent as such. I was seeking for the Most High God. But in college, I started to gather a consciousness of self. I started to see Africa and started to hold tight the red, gold, and green, and not the cutting of the hair and the full vibes, but yet still, it wasn't fully there yet. I was still seeking for the Almighty. In fact, the Emperor Haile Selassie thing was not something that I was even saying. I would consider it, of course, because it's there. I was considering everything, but okay, Afrocentric, yeah, but yeah, let me see deeper. And I understood all of the biblical scriptures after a while, because I had brothers that sat down with me. Must always highlight Brother Clark and Brother Arthur, when we used to work at a building center, a lumberyard, we would call it, Jews Building Center, Jews Lumberyard. And these brothers would show me, as it would relate to the scriptures, how you would link Haile Selassie the first with the Christ in the Bible and these different things. Around that time, I would have not too long gone to a Garnet Silk show. That's one of the last shows Garnet Silk would have done before he was taken out. And of course, there was a lot of inspiration that I would have received from Garnet Silk. Now, even at that time, when the Garnet Silk energy was hitting at that time, uh, ones like Anthony B and Sizzler and these ones, they would not have even stepped on the scene as yet, at least not in the way that they stepped on the scene. Caperton would have just been making his move into a conscious realms, 94, 95, around that time there. So I remember that concert, and that also had a great push. Not accepting far yet, but still that concert was, that was something else. So when I was serious about seeking the Most High, it wasn't no vibes, no emotion. I'm not following no one. You got to be able to prove this thing to me. That is why even up to today, you see a brother like that. It's just facts, proof. Make sure you come correct. And, as I said, it was the 3rd of December. A simple morning, Got to be somewhere between 9 and 10, that precise time. It never stuck with me. But I remember clearly sitting on my bed in my bedroom. And I already had somewhat of a little altar facing the east. And I already had a necklace with a picture of the emperor in the coronation crown and garb. And that was already on something like a cabinet table such. So it was just there. And I knelt down. Even before I knelt down, I was reading Revelations, chapter 5, verse 5. It wasn't the first time. I've already got the reasoning. I understood how it all was linked together, the whole Solomon lineage. I got it. But reading it now again, just going through it on that day, it was as if when they say a ray of light or something would have held on to you. And I'm positive. You know why? Because from that very moment up to now, I am speaking to you. I haven't even taken a moment's break. Yeah. Off of this train, bam, 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 bolted towards whatever my destination is, Rastafari. I'm proud to say that straight up. Not even a moment's break, no vacation, no holiday, never say, well, I wonder if nothing. From that moment there, bam, up to now, give thanks. And it has been a 27-year, journey. And we give thanks for being able. We knelt down, Rastafari. We went on our knees. That was the first thing we did. This is something special to us. This is like the birth of a child. Talk about being born again. It don't just happen and then, boy, I can't remember. And no. Man, we studied the Nation of Islam. Because, of course, we already, started to gravitate towards Black consciousness. We studied the Nation of Islam. We went through the Malcolm X thing and looked at exactly what Elijah Muhammad was saying, studied the doctrine. Some good stuff. But it wasn't the conviction of the universe to I and I, That is how we got into all of the ancient Kushite and Kemetic studies. That's why we got deep into the understanding of Asa and Osiris. That's why when we held on to the king, we could have picked up that long time. Like, okay, bam, look, the emperor here as well. And we are, and from Jump Street, we were already on a part of esoteric knowledge and decoding the mysteries, because it was within, the same month, I was already on the radio station with Yoka D, bringing in the new year, ZDK. And by February the 15th, 1997, that career began of speaking to the world with my first radio program, The Mystic Vibration, on ZDK, which is Zadok, ZDK. Those who understand the science is Zadok, which means the priest. You understand? That's where we first uttered our voice, right here in ancient and modern Anu. So again, another part of the rites of passage as such, going through. And you must understand, all of this is very key and very important as it's all happening and taking place even at the same time. So, royal family, again, just celebrating, giving thanks for joy and happiness and royal celebration. And what I wanted to do even this evening is to speak a bit about the upcoming celebration, which is interestingly 7 days from now, the 10th of December, the Feast of the Passover. And the Feast of the Passover is a celebration that was brought up in 1993, meaning that it's not a celebration that you would have heard of from the time of Bakawar, meaning that it's not a celebration that you would have heard of from the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, or where have you. It came up in 1993. A very interesting session, a very interesting series of events leading up to this very same session here. Now, obviously, I wasn't there. I just explained to you that I caught myself as such in 1996. and the great feast of the Passover took place in 1993 on the 10th day of December. Now, of course, we would have done a few programs on this very same subject area, but you know, every time these things come around, you have to revisit them. And there's always something new, always something different, you know, always something on another level that is brought to the forefront. And as I just said, and so it is even this time around. But really, the 10th of December was the Feast of the Passover 1993. Very interesting feast. Very interesting, again, series of events. Now, keeping in mind that the Feast of the Passover cannot go into the fullness at the moment, on the very day, the Feast of the Passover, more than likely we'll be having programs speaking of such an event as well, where the honorable priests will come in and, of course, welcome to the House of Priests. So we are looking forward to that. But that day, the 10th of December, aligns with a specific day known as Human Rights Day. The Declaration of Human Rights. In fact, right here in Antigua, they're speaking of the 10th of December this year, I think more so than any other year, as it relates to rights against, you know, rights for women against domestic violence and the rights for the differently able, as they call them, which is the disabled and these different things. So the 10th of December is definitely standing out more and more in the society. But from 1993, the Honorable Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards called for a feast, a very unique feast, I do say, on the 10th of December. And interestingly, and listen, again, let me repeat, I wasn't there, but I think as a journalist, as a reporter and a researcher, by now, I think I am authorized to tell the story in the exact way it has been told to me. Family 27 years, I say, it didn't take me too long after accepting Haile Selassie to confirm that is Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards' order that I was walking in. From Jump Street, I say again, because my thing was, okay, bam, I see all these different rastas in front of me. I start to analyze it right away because I wasn't about playing around in the same way you see me now. No mix up, no any old thing. I want to be precise. Let me get it straight. And although I wasn't too fully acquainted with all the different orders and the history and what have you, I knew for a fact that looking at the Ethiopian flag, listen, this is what definitely helped me. I said, hey, listen, one thing I know, the rainbow have the red up. This is what I was saying at that time. One thing I know, 27 years ago, one thing I know, the rainbow have the red up. So whatever have the red up, or who don't have the red up, that can't be right. That was my conviction. And then now I said to myself, and the Sabbath. And I tell you, although I knew that the Bobo Shanti order would have carried the red up, because I would have done a lot of reading, etc. But because they were different set of Rastafari, and in that time, you had the Judah Coptic, there was a lot of videos, you know, I would have come across where you see the some different groups of Rastafari that you don't hear prominent today. I have a set of brothers that they would smoke out of, like just a kutchi alone, that's all they smoke out of, and they don't have locks, they have some brush back. They were a group onto their own. They had their own publications, and we would get copies of their publications. So there were different angles, different. I came across what you call them the better Selassie early in the game. Brother P, Priest P, he was a priest from the better Selassie, which is Emmanuel Fox, Abuna Emmanuel Fox group, and he had a lot of documents. I mean, wow, that he gave to me, and I would have gone through every one of these documents. So there was a an early feasting as it relates to what Rastafari, the movements and the different aspect of the movements was all about. But by the time I doing them deep research, I don't hold on to King Emmanuel, man. You understand? Because I realized that read up Sabbath, I checking out the man, everything just seemed to be in order to me. Yeah, man, and I move clear. And the deeper I go into it, and as I said, already the understanding of ancient Kemet was there. And then it wasn't too long that I found that book by H.E. Ray entitled The Stars. It wasn't too long. I think I found the Stars book, maybe 98. And I just started to study the stars. And I took my understanding of the stars and connected it with my theology right away. I photocopied the star charts and went on ZDK and began a whole series of programs. Who is God? And not a pediment. Who is God? What's the other program we did called? Samenkare. And then I had a program, The Heavens Declare the Glory, and these programs would last for months, and I would print the sky chart. This is in the 90s. I would print the sky chart by the hundreds and leave them at specific places and tell people to go and pick them up for free. You know, there was a time I did a series called Who is God, where I did a nice, pretty booklet with so many nice pictures. I sold the booklet, I think it was for $5. You know, $5 or $10. I think it would be 10. Whatever the value to print it was, no big profit. And that also people adapted to that, and I'll be on the radio at that time, and you'd be going through the booklet. The booklet also had a sky chart. It had the mask of Lord Pakal. It had the mask of Tutankhamun. So I was showing all the mysteries of how you could find Rastafari, not just biblically, but in the ancient mysteries of Kemet, in the heavens that declare the glory, in the main and the Olmec civilization, Marcus Garvey, the fullness, similar to what you get from me now. From that time, we unraveling the mysteries. It's only that we would have obviously expanded and gone into different corridors as we grow, and we will be growing deeper and bringing new things to light. But the point I'm making is, from that time in the 1990s, no 9/11 happened as yet. Oh, don't even speak about that. The very next night, we were on the radio station decoding the 9/11 event. I admit it was still a long shot from the real unraveling of the 9/11. But as I said, I was the day after, man. You gotta, you know what I mean? That's the day after. Give me some credit for the little that we brought to the forefront, but it was like stunning. Because I've been through a lot, you know, when it comes to that early stage of my radio station career as such. Been through a lot, man. Because when I would have stepped up into that game that it was that I revolutionized radio here in Antigua. I said that, I'm not afraid to say that. Anyone in radio around here, the masters of radio around here would have told me that. As Governor Slim, is he make me understand that straight up, eh? Yeah. I mean, come on, I can go into it at all levels. You understand the things that we would have spoken about, the different calls that I would have received. Understand? You know, even the way we would have played certain music and the type of music, and you can't play that, yeah? Bam, we just knocked it with something harder. Yeah. I'm telling you. At that time, maybe today it's a little different, but again, they're pioneers. That's what it is. Those who come after the path has been paved. Sometimes they don't even know who paved the path. That's just how it goes. But that's okay. We're not blowing them horn there. We have bigger horns than that to blow. So I'm just showing you, family, because all of this is Rastafari, the same 1997. And I'm going to talk about the 10th of December. Just give me a vibes here. Yeah. The same 1990. This is the 10th of December. This is the 10th of December we're talking about. I tell you, I celebrated 27 years as being Rastafari on the 3rd of December. That's 7 days before the 10th of December. The heavens declare the glory. We're talking about the 10th of December. So even going into 1997 now, 1997, we jump into the conferences that were taking place in Barbados, the August and still August and November. And that was definitely a great boost for your brethren. When I met even Bongo Watu, Ras IV, and IAV, and Ivai, Congo Rocky, my Ashanti, my Baby I, a lot of these ones, Bongo Time, and these ones of the ancient ones of the Nyabingi house. And, the Antigua delegation went down, but I made that mission. Twice we made that mission there. I made that mission like a solo mission. And I went down and observed what was going on, and, the brotherhood from Antigua, many of them rallied around I and I when they saw me down there, because I was just coming into Rastafari, and I would have gone around the Nyabingi here in Antigua, but as Bobo Shanti, and it wasn't as if Bobo was around here. Very, very few, just like a handful of us. And the other ones were really some interesting Bobo that were living in the hills. You understand? So to be honest, to be very honest, moving through the street, it was like I and I alone defending Emmanuel and Bobo Shanti, especially when we started to garb ourselves in the robe, or give thanks. I mean, today is a totally different thing, as such as the kingdom, definitely, and it would have risen, and ones internationally would have come to assist the rising of the kingdom. So just giving you that idea, in reality, because before 9/11 now, we were at the headquarters, 10 miles Bull Bay. And, here would have begun a lot of the knowledge that we would have received as it relates to Prince Emmanuel. The reason why a brother can speak about Prince Emmanuel as if I know Prince Emmanuel. I mean, I know everyone get a spice here and there, but in all honesty, I diligently do my homework. Diligently do my homework. Diligently do my homework. Not just happen to overhear a conversation and can repeat it, but I repeat it, mix up, and half truth. I don't play with that. No way. I don't play with that. I very precise when I repeat it what somebody tell me, and I tell what a goodie tell me, and I'll tell you who it is that tell me that. Very precise. I'm telling you. And I know when I hear the story from several others, and I can tell you the difference in the story too. When it comes to Honorable King Emmanuel, we intend to write the manual. We intend to write the gospel. So we don't have no mix-up story here. And just like the gospel, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, you see like how these brethren have different variations for the same story. That's the same way. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. But yeah, man, so we have it directly from ones that were there when the Emperor paid King Emmanuel the special visit. We have it directly from the ones that were there at the 10th of December that handled the chicken and the goat. We have it directly from the ones that were there when the whirlwind come right out of the hole at the burial. We have it directly, and many other testimonies that we would have spoken about. And again, the first visitation to the hill would have basically sparked that meditation, you know. Of course, I'm sure ones would understand a special moment for me, even the moment of being crowned, which was the 31st of May of that year, which really was aligned perfectly with the 7th year to the day of King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, the moving of the Black Christ from us. So it was from 1994 until that time was 7 years. The crowning, myself as a prophet, for those who do not understand, you go through a certain procedure as Bobo Shanti, and you get your crown where your turban is wrapped, and you get specific psalms read over the wrapping of the turban. Of course, the Honorable Priest Zebulon would have wrapped my turban, while the Honorable Priest Marvin would have read the 21st and Psalms 130 and 3. These two Psalms was read for I, some interesting Psalms. Never see it done like that anywhere else. I always bring that up, but that's another story. We would have gone through that. But just giving you an idea moving forward now, because we're reminiscing here. As I said, I hold in a celebration in my chalice are burning, 27 years. So the science now, again, because it's the 10th of December I'm talking about, I showing the item again, I going through my vibes and understanding who I am. You see, this is why we encourage ones, don't be afraid or ashamed to have faith in yourself. You have to know who you are. I, for sure, I know who I am in many different angles. Hear Idi Amin tell the man in the interview. Idi Amin tell the interviewer from France. He said, and I know exactly when and how and what time I'm going to die. I already know this. I know when and how and what time I'm going to die. This is why I'm not coward. So he's showing the man, because he have a certain knowledge of self. This is why he don't afraid nothing. Now, I mean, it's more than that. But what the point he's making is that he can go into any situation knowing that, no, man, I'm coming back, man. Today is not the day. Don't worry, I'll be back. Today is not the day. But look, they have all these guns. No, I will be back. Today is not the day. That's not how the scripture or the script is written. Understand? So that's what knowledge of self does. Knowledge of self gives you power. So when you understand who you are, it must give you knowledge of self. I, for sure, going through my rites of passage, a bit of what I'm sharing with my family, my loved ones, would have given me strength along my way, because it's knowledge of self. Listen, man, I see the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, Black Christ. Yeah. Almighty God, Rasta. We overstand the Almighty God thing now, This is not religion, The Almighty God, man. Well, you just said that he made his transition. Hold on. I just said, this is not religion. 27 years we've been studying. We have matured. We have a better understanding, and I intend to have a better understanding in the next 27 years. The Almighty God with us. The same Almighty God that dwell in us. I'm saying just knowledge of self. The fact that no one can take it away, that I would have been crowned exactly 7 years after this man would have come off the scene and crowned in his house, in his living room, crowned by myself. 31st day of May. Witnessed again, Honorable Priest Zebulon. And what's interesting about the Honorable Priest Zebulon? Because he is a man, again, before he appeared, because Priest Zebulon would have definitely cultured I, not churchical morning devotion, no, sit. The first 2 times I would have visited the hill, I would have sat with the Honorable Priest Zebby. He would have lent me books while I was there that I would have read and given back to him, just to, with understand. He would have showed me about the days and the ships and everything. When he came to Bobo Shanti Hill for the first time, when he came to the gate, he had a cap on his head. He's a master football player. He was dabbling in some 12 tribe vibes as well. That's Priest Zebulon. Before Priest Zebi came to the hill, not hours before, not days before, long time King Emmanuel telling them a special man, a man going to come here, a special man. I wonder who this special man is. Special man they call. Man from Africa. This is what I've heard. Different elders tell me this. Because sometimes a man hear you talk and say, well, me never hear that one. Yeah, well, I hear that one. They say when Priest Zebi walked through the gate, not they, Priest Zebi says so, and others, King Emmanuel was on his balcony and say, yeah, that's the man I've been telling the item about. And now Priest Zebi himself would have risen to the occasion to a point where he would have proven himself amongst I and I as an elder to fulfill what the king would have said. Do you know when the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards would have rest that structure? It is Priest Zebulon, the African from Ghana, who would have performed such rites as far as taking care of the goodie in, performing them last rites or whatever you would call it on the physical body, the goodie. Priest Zebulon, as a man from West Africa who understood how to deal with certain herbs and oils and certain rituals. So he was the one that did it. He was the Anpu, the Anubis as such, that dealt with the Asar. Yeah, that's Priest Zebulon. The same man that long time we hearing about some special man coming here. Priest Zebulon would have sat in the mercy seat, according to him, on several occasions. Would have performed certain things. But I mean, and knowing him is not nothing he have, like, if he put it high above nobody, it just is what it is. That's all. So I'm just highlighting, I give thanks that it is a man like that that would have wrapped my turban when I was crowned. And again, the whole circumstances, that's why I can clearly say, yeah, Honorable Priest Jatut was witness also. Honorable Prince at the time, Jesi, the son of the Honorable Priest Jesus, came out of the room. He didn't have no turban on, had some little locks. I think he was about 3 or 4. And then while the Honorable Priest Zebulon was wrapping my turban, young Prince Jesi went back in a room and came back out with a turban, sat down on a little stool he had there and started to wrap his turban. 7 years to the very day. Nothing special was happening as it relates to the day, but it was 7 years to the day that the Black Christ make a move. Now, maybe I could have just brushed that. Maybe that don't mean a thing. It just so happened. But what's interesting, what really adds to this now, the 10th of December, I talking about it. What really adds to this, although I wasn't there, what really adds to this, and we're all the way at 2001, 31st of May. What really adds to this? As I said, my experience, I went up Bubble Hills, skipping and jumping with my sky chart. Oh my, what a thing. I'm going to show the brotherhood what's really going on here. Only to find out that Jana deal with them things there. Huh? Yeah, man. Them things is stargazing. Hey, you don't say, yeah, man, Jana them things. No, Jana the him book and Bible with my extra thing and then too much, stone carving, I also had my Who's God booklet, I had the works. Yeah. I had some cassette that I brought and, with some good programs because you see, one of the key things, even before going to, I would have said this several times, even before going to Jamaica, I would have been prepped properly by the Honorable Priest Germain, and Ras Casa. And he would have visited me in Antigua. I think this is 1999. And he would have taught me even how to say the creed, how to wear the robe, different aspects, put a black supremacy in my hand, and taught me certain things of how it was like Emmanuel was with I. But that was just for a moment, so I couldn't get everything, obviously. So when I was kind of like, what do you mean nobody? What do you mean that this is stargazing? Yeah, man, John, I deal with no star business and everything. That was a beautiful time, eh? I really, I mean, give thanks, Honorable Kess Westmore, my Lord, Honorable Priest Richie. Them times I would have met Priest Richie. I would have left certain cassettes with Priest Richie, because certain ones didn't want to hear the cassettes neither that I brought for my radio show, because, enough reggae music on them cassette there started already. No, man, my Lord, John, I deal with reggae, my Lord. Them things there, what they hide them to talk about and too much mask and John, mask thing, my Lord. Yeah, man, I can clearly remember. Yeah. Yeah, man. Even while I'm speaking about this, it's like one of them emotional vibes, man. I can vision the guardhouse. I have a priest named Priest Harris Rastafari. Priest Harris used to wrap his spliff. They used to say kite, but them ain't no kite. Them is trumpet, because he used to wrap his spliff in trumpet leaf. And next thing that somewhat look like callaloo leaf. That's Priest Harris, any bubble shanty that in the game know what I talking about. With thanks, Honorable Priest Harris. And I remember Priest Harris, I can see it now. You have the guardhouse, Priest Harris usually coming late in the evening, well neatly dressed and coming neat. He's a man on the altar when it's his time to chant, he put on his specs and chant. Priest Harris. I wasn't no priest that time. I wasn't even crowned that time. And interestingly, as I said, I come the idea for over a month, not crowned, and doing all the things of a crown prophet, playing music, everything, holding banner, everything. I wasn't even too clear on the crowning process until it was close for me to leave. That's what I'm telling you. But anyway, interesting. You can visualize the guardhouse, the night, Priest Harris coming in, Priest Zebby would be there, and a lot of ones in the guardhouse. And I must say, I was a bit of a talk for a moment. You know what I mean? I even get fired because I don't eat fish. Yeah, man. Some man say, boy, if you eat fish, you're not praising God. So you know, this man from Antigua, oh, he come here and you know, I feel that was going around a little bit. And the whole sky chart, I tell you, I have a sky chart in my hand and showing everybody my sky chart. Because Emmanuel in the stars, Selassie in the stars. I think I find this brand new thing that everybody gonna be so happy to hear. Wow, this man discovered King Emmanuel in the stars, trying to deal with that. Stargazing. I guess Priest Harris, you see? Them elders wise. Them elders wise. Priest Harris say, just saying, a man going come that can read the stars. Now, if you think that was enough, well, it was. But for the universe, it wasn't. After that, somewhere about 2003, no, man, it's later than 2003. Got to be like 2005, 6, 5, 6. Yeah, I think around that. Myself, Honorable Priest Kailash, this is my witness here. We came across a cassette. I think it was like a blue-white cassette with the very same Priest Harris, and he was being interviewed. Priest Harris on that cassette, I kid you not, Honorable Priest Kailash is my witness. And other ones. Priest Harris repeat the same statement that King Emmanuel said, that a man, he said, a man will come that can read the stars. Family, I kid you not. Is a cassette player, not a CD, a cassette. When you pause that cassette, when you press pause and you take it out and you turn it around and just press play, because it's one of them 60-minute cassettes. And he interview on the whole cassette, both sides, side A and side B. When you press play, he continues by saying, and the father said, no, great man gonna come amongst us. Doctors and other great men going to come amongst us. Now, that prophecy is something I've always heard. And I must say it never comes down in the singular like a doctor, but great man, doctors and great man. I always hear that prophecy. I hear it on the altar. These doctors and great man shall come amongst us. You understand? Yeah. But we have doctors and great men amongst us as so-called doctors and great physicians amongst us right now. And interestingly, as I said, the Honorable Priest Kailash. You understand? That's my witness. Call him if you can call ask him about that and see what he tell you. That's my witness. You think I can come in and say that and nothing go so? You take the cassette out, the blue and white cassette, and turn it around. So when Priest Harris say, Priest Harris has passed on, man. Yeah. When we talk about those who gone in the next realms, you have to talk with respect. So I speaking with the highest respect for the God. And being as straight as I can to the eye. The cassette, Priest Harris say, that Father King Emmanuel say, that a man shall come amongst us that can read the stars. When me done travel energy when you see the eye flying my flag, the cassette interview ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't even know when he did it. Eh? The interview on the cassette, this is so deep, Rasta. This is so deep. This is what I'm talking about. You understand? 7 years after the man make his move and get crowned in his palace, you know, his grandson come out and wrap his turban with eye. Yeah, I have to tell it, man. Sometimes people feel, as Idi Amin said, that you have to be careful when you tackle me. Because if you try to tackle me, you might harm yourself. Sometimes they just have to warn people. People sometimes don't know who they're playing with. And if that's you, you should let people know. Warn them sometimes. Don't be always just be there quiet. Sometimes you have to let people know who they're dealing with. I tell you, when you turn around the cassette, he telling the interviewer about the doctors that shall come. And I am the doctor right there. I am the man that can read the star, and the Honorable Priest Kailash represent the doctors. So, okay, all right. So who King Emmanuel talking about then? You see, that's the thing. That's the thing. We so don't believe in ourselves. You understand? And I mean, in all respect, I know the Honorable Priest Kailash is a man that is sure of himself. But I'm not going to speak for him. I don't speak for myself. I positive that prophecy. I didn't hear when the king says so, but I believe what I hear from the elders. And other elders still come and share that word with me. Yeah, my lord, I hear you talk to man. You talk about man that understand the mysteries of the time. Well, okay, well, there you go. But for sure, the one that can read the stars, I'm telling you, without a doubt, positive. It is just me now to, because when you get a certain level of responsibility, you have to live up to the responsibility. You don't wear it like a badger. I mean, it's an honor, but you don't wear it like no badger, like anything. It's just, it is what it is. The 10th of December. What is the 10th of December? The 10th of December is the feast of the Passover. That's the same time when the Black Christ would have called together. Or at least he would have sent out the word. Some hearkened to the word, some didn't. And I'm not speaking nothing from my own. I'm speaking from the elders' testimony, male and female, priest and prophet and empress. Where he tell them, listen, come close, because I looking to make a move. And he did make that move in 1994 on the 31st day of May. I almost sure that moment is when I started to seek for a level of consciousness. 1994, I know it was 94 when I started to really move. Positive. But anyway, I don't have the exact date on when I started to move. I'm just believing here. Yeah, but I wouldn't doubt it. That's my point. I'm too accustomed to seeing things align. You understand? Because family, this is my life, This is not a YouTube thing. This is my life. My life, I mean, if you live around me, man, you would see it. Straight up. We live by the mystics. The Most High speak to us continually. And I'm positive he speaks to each and every living thing. But as human beings, some of us, somehow we just not picking up the message. I'm positive because many times I would be speaking to someone and they would have uttered the word. And what they would have uttered manifests, whether it's on a billboard, whether it's on a car passing by, whether it's the person, that they just mentioned, whatever it is. And they would not have taken note of that. But I would have taken note of that. And I would have said, hey, but look, what? Look, you see, when you just say, it's true. Now, what I'm saying is that it happens all the time to everyone. But we are not paying attention, or we are not receptive to something blocking whatever it is. Because the Most High speaks continually to us in different forms, in different ways. Some ways much more clearer than the other ways. Some ways simple, the clouds, stars, the wind, a sound, a person, a smell. Yo, but you just have to know to be in tune, a honeybee, birds, you have to know in tune. What time is it? Look at your watch, numbers and just don't get carried away and fanatical with numbers and everything, and like everything becomes a sign. No. It's a spiritual thing that if your electromagnetic field is well aligned, you'll be able to move freely through the earth and pick up the signs and just glow and flow. I'm telling you. See, this is why I'm not coward. That's what the man said. So again, the 10th of December, 7 days from now, is also the Declaration of Human Rights. The 10th of December is a day where across the earth it is remembered the rights of the child, the rights of the woman, the rights of the workers, the Declaration of Human Rights. And I must say, give thanks again to that concept that came forth from Rastafari. I think a very powerful understanding of how Emperor Haile Selassie I brought morality. I'm not going to break it down now, not that I can't. But in a nutshell, how he brought morality to an empty shell in the name of the League of Nations at the time. And it is because of that morality that was brought basically to the geopolitical world by Haile Selassie I. That is why you have anything named rights, whether it's civil rights, human rights, the right of a worker, the right of a child, unions, all of these things, anything that is right, teacher's right, or anything, the right of a student, anything that is called, hey, you have rights, you know, that never exists. There was no rights until the King of Rights, Haile Selassie, came forth and brought the rights. Yes, the League of Nations, and as Raskwamai was telling us, the other nations prior, not the other nations, but the other organizations prior, yeah, they had a mandate. You know what I mean? This is how we're going to divide the pie. You know, so amongst themselves, they had certain standing principles, but it wasn't about human rights. They didn't care about the other humans they were parting of. You understand? Is the King of Kings had to come in, rights, human rights. That's why you have the Declaration. Follow me? That's why you have the Declaration of Human Rights. Marcosai, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, because this Declaration of Human Rights comes straight out the hall of the United Nations in the 1940s. When it was formed on the principles, again, of human rights. Everyone has the right to a nationality, you understand? Everyone has the right to adjust or change their nationality, you understand, and return to their homeland. All of this is in the Declaration of Human Rights. That's why the Declaration of Human Rights, again, is something that the Honorable Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards stands strongly on, something that he defends to the fullness. That's why, interestingly, that feast of the Passover was called at the same time with the Declaration of Human Rights. And the feast of the Passover, according to the history, was something that was called out when the father was expressing that he was looking to make a move. Now, there's another interesting point about the Declaration of Human Rights, the 10th of December. this is the day of the rising of the constellation of Orion. You see, very important for us to note that in ancient Africa, all the tribes would have their traditional dance. You know that, all of them. How many ever tribes you have? Even the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. That's not no regular Christianity. You can see the African so-called tribal vibration in even the way they portray themselves. That's beyond Christianity. That's beyond the Orthodox. That's African. I'm talking about the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. But in Africa in general, what we call tribes, which may not be the best term, these chiefdoms or different empires and kingdoms, they have their expression, their dance, their songs. Do you know that each and every tribal dance is an expression of the astronomical clock? That's a fact. We would have done programs as it relates to that on the Tiger's Nest. You know that. Yes, we would have done programs as it relates to that under Tiger's Nest. So wherever you go in ancient Africa and you see them doing the traditional dances, they're either moving in the binary star system of Sirius, or they are mimicking the spiraling order of the Andromeda galaxy, or they are following the in and out pattern of Pluto and Neptune. All of these things are being expressed in every African traditional dance that you see. No matter where it is the African professors that would have taught us this. It is the African chiefs and kings that would have given us this specific information that we're passing on to you. So that is to show you how powerful we were. And not were, because this is something that is present, please. Present, please. That's how we used to mark our name in school. When they call you, they say, you know, Jeffrey, present, please. Susan, present, please. Yeah, present, please. And then in Ghana, when they speak, they say, yes, please. Yes. Okay, yeah, please. Yeah. So what I'm saying is present time. We are connected with the astronomical clock. What a beautiful people we are. So the heavens declare the glory. So I'm showing us now that on the 10th of December, (1993, pardon me, and 1994 and 1990, whenever. Ain't no great difference. The sun moves 1 degree every 72 years. On the 10th of December, you have what is known as the rising of the constellation of Sahu, which is Orion. Now, of course, you know Sahu, without even mentioning Orion. Sahu is Asar. Sahu is who they call Osiris. And you know the Asarian drama, the Osiris mystery is fulfilled and dramatized in the fulfillment of the liberty of Emperor Haile Selassie I. I don't think anyone is denying this. We're not religious about it. We're not dogmatic about it. We're not complicating it and making it seem like the only and the only and the only, but for sure, we are laying claim, for sure, that the Osiris mystery is clearly seen in Haile Selassie. If you see it in somebody else, because everyone says Osiris is a myth, and he didn't exist, and it's solar science, all kind of things. Well, all right, but the solar science came to life science, human science in Haile Selassie the First. I am positive of that. Yeah. So Orion represents Haile Selassie the First. That's my point. And Orion, the belt of Orion or Sahu, is on the equator of the heavens. And on the 10th of December, when the sun is setting, Sahu is rising. It's not the same on the 9th, it's not the same on the 11th. On the 10th, it's like a full moon. On the 10th, as the astronomical clock is alive, as you know, on the 10th of December, every year, when the sun is setting, Sahu will be coming up. So the 9th and the 11th, obviously, the energy is there. But the 10th itself, when the sun is going down, Sahu will be rising. Now, the 10th of December, according to the Sumerian tablets, the 10th of December is the rising of the shepherd of Anu, A-N-U. That's what the Sumerian cuneiform say. The 10th of December is the rising of the shepherd of Anu and the twins. And the 10th of December is the rising of Orion, Sahu, and of course the twins, because Gemini is above Sahu. And Sahu is Haile Selassie the First, for sure. Osiris, Asar, the Amsu, the Karis, all right. And this is the same day that King Emmanuel said he's going to make a move. Not on the day. He called for a feast on this day. And in calling for the feast, he said to I and I, he's looking for us to come together because after this, he's looking to make a move. And again, 1994, 31st of it, he did make the move. But the feast was the 10th of December. The rising, the resurrection. No burial, the resurrection, when Orion coming up. That's when he called the feast, telling he gonna make the move, the 10th of December. Human Rights Day. I don't know if we call this stargazing, but this is precise astronomy that the Honorable Prince Emmanuel dealing with here. And I wouldn't be surprised, because I already show you how it is, 1988, and the 88 members and all of that. And the traverse with Neptune and Pluto on the 7th of February. We already went through all of that heights. I don't know if all of that is stargazing. So the Honorable King Emmanuel obviously is well aligned with the heavens as the serpent holder, which represents the Semenkari, he who's often forgotten, the serpent holder, the Ophiuchus, as some would refer to the serpent holder as. It's called the serpent holder because it's holding the serpent. It's a tall man with a turban on his head, holding the snake. And of course, you know, mystically, his turban is the star Haile. Ras. There are a few stars that have the name Ras. Then you have the Bernard star. All of that is a part of Ophiuchus, pardon me, the serpent holder. And the Bernard star is considered to be the fastest moving star in the heavens, the Bernard star. Deep science all by itself, eh? But the point is now, you know, when you talk about butterflies, you have the butterfly nebula. That's right in the stomach, as such, the belly there of the serpent holder. So when you hear people talk about butterfly in the stomach, the butterfly nebula is right in the belly of the serpent holder. But the serpent holder is deep because he represents the high priest. The serpent holder is holding the serpent. The serpent holder is standing on the scorpion for the Sagittarius to destroy, and he's holding the serpent in his hand for Hercules in the north to destroy with his sword. So it is mystic. The serpent holder has no weapon. The high priest, the turban on his head, this is the heavens declaring the glory of the Most High. You understand? That is why understanding the heavens is so important. King Emmanuel in the heavens. Now, this is deep, I can go to the depths of this, why the serpent holder is a zodiac belt constellation, and the depths of why the zodiac belt constellations or the ecliptic belt constellations are so key in this. But this is why we have an ancient astronomy course, honestly, for those who really want to learn. So you see, this is more than just a man that can read the stars. Yeah. The whole science is on target. The shepherd of Anu, that's what the tablets say. The 10th of December is the rising of the shepherd of Anu. And of course, everyone knows we are here in Anu, amongst the megaliths that align with the stars. So even where I was placed on the planet, it's as if, well, listen, man, for the job that you have, this is the right place for you to align with the stars. For you have the megaliths. This is the Olmec head you're looking at there, man, that align with the Big Dipper, the Azez, which is symbolic of the tool that is used for the opening of the mouth ceremony by Anpu. And this Olmec structure here has its mouth open and again aligned with the very same tool, which is the Big Dipper in ancient Kemet. A long story, but yet still we would have done a whole video on it. But the point is, everything is well aligned, in perfect alignment. I mean, obviously, it is not just that we are amongst the hill. Everyone knows that we are the spiritual and the literal guardian of this hill. That's just what it is. The vast majority of the people of this island had no idea of what Greencastle Hill was all about until our educational campaign, which would definitely have spanned over 2 decades right now, would have brought this information to them. And we have gone beyond educational campaign. We definitely have launched the campaign to preserve the hill, which is a next story all by itself. And then we would have also taken up the whole responsibility of bringing the academia to the hill. I'm sure you know that in April, we have an archaeoastronomy course for those of you who will be coming to Antigua to do that certified archaeoastronomy course, as your brother is certified in the field of archaeoastronomy. This is outside of the ancient astronomy course that we offer online. So a man that can read the star thing is a different level we're on here. This is what I'm saying. It's not just a play thing. It's not a joke thing. It's a precise thing with clear understanding. It's more than reading stars. The fact that you can read stars. You can read more than stars. You can read between the lines. That is why we would have taken, if you look at the documentary 7, let's just be clear here. In the concept of ancient Hinduism, in the concept of ancient Buddhism, whether one agree or not, you find Haile Selassie, the Negajuna, you find King Emmanuel, the Shanti Diva that built the Bayon, the Maruk bull that built the Bayon, Maruk bull. Bayon. I mean, all of that, you just check the words, you put it together. Shanti Diva, according to the story, this is the ancient story we come across. There's a king by the name of Negajuna. They say there may be 2 Negajuna, some 700 years apart. And Negajuna now met Shantideva. These individuals were individuals that walked in the spirit of the Buddha. Shantideva was a monk and he was at the monastery. And they laughed at Shantideva because, well, Shantideva was considered this lazy monk. And one time when he was giving a lecture, Shantideva rose up and was met by Nagarjuna in the heavens. Now they all revered Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna met Shantideva and proclaimed Shantideva his high priest. Now Shantideva and Nagarjuna are considered historical characters. Obviously, there may be a touch of legend attached to this story, one floating up and one coming down out of the sky. Obviously, there's a touch of fantasticism and added there. But that's not a problem to us because we understand the importance of the esoteric. It doesn't take away from even the historical reality of these individuals and where they sit in history, because the Nagarjuna represent Negus and Nagas, the king of the Negas. That's him. And the Shantideva, I don't know how clear you can get the man named Shanti, Bobo Shanti. Remember, the Buddha got his inspiration under the Bobo tree, the Bobo Shanti, Shantideva. And according to the mythology now, Shantideva was the one who shall build the city. The coming Buddha shall build the city, the beyond. The city of silver. Now, there's a beyond in Angkor. Angkor what? Angkor Thom, the beyond. But this Angkor Shanti Deva shall build the beyond. Now, listen to this. He shall return as Maruk Ul. Maruk Ul. That's one of the terms for the coming Buddha. The Gautama Buddha, the Maruk Bull is the Shantideva. This is some deep stuff. And the Maruk Bull shall build the beyond, the said Shantideva that was made high priest by Nagarjuna. Now tell me, Shanti, Maruk Bull, Bayon. Bayon is a city. Maruk Bull, Bayon, Bulbe. You see there? Maruk Bul Bayon, Bulbe, Shanti Deva. And Shanti Deva was made the priest by Nagarjuna. Now, again, you just understand this is Buddhism I'm talking about here, ancient Buddhist tradition. And when you understand that, and you can go deeper than that, and understand the philosophy, breaking down the Angkor Thom and the Angkor Wat properly, you still come to King Emmanuel. You still come to Emperor Haile Selassie I, because according to the tradition, the Gautama Buddha supposed to make himself known in 1930. Yeah. The tripartite year in that century, 1930. Now, this is deep. That's when the king was coronated. And of course, the year after, which some prophecy says is the first year after 1930, is when the constitution was established. So the returned Buddha, who shall return in 1930 or 1931, obviously is the man that was crowned in 1930. And brought the Constitution in 1931. I mean, if there is a Buddha, it's Emperor Haile Selassie I, the Negus and Nagas, the Nagarjuna, Shantideva, who got the inspiration under the Bo tree or the Bobo tree. That's what it's called, the Bobo tree. Go and check the encyclopedia. The Buddha got his inspiration under the Bobo tree. Bobo Shantideva, Maruk Bul Bayon is being built by him. He made high priest by Nagarjuna. Listen, man, you can't make this stuff up. You understand? And this is what you would have read from the ancient writings. So do your own research, family. Go and study the history of Shantideva. Go, not the entertainer, not the singer or the actor or whatever he is, the ancient Shantideva. Go and study the philosophy of Nagarjuna. And then you go into obviously the Mayan tradition. We took the mask of the Mayan people and showed you the what's his name, Lord Pakal, and you see the prophet and the priest and the king. You see many ones are actually against this level of science, just like in the time when we would have gone with the sky map some 20 years ago. In that same vein, ones are still somewhat um, dismissive of higher education when it comes to the theology and the philosophy of even Rastafari. So the stones are pretty and they look nice and the view is nice up here. But when you start to speak about the stones aligning with stars and somehow trying to bring in, God into this, it's almost like someone's are afraid of this level. Let us just stick to the hymn book and let us just stick to the Bible. No, the very said Bible says, can thou bind the sweet smell of Pleiades? The same Bible speaks about Arcturus. And Arcturus is very deep because Arcturus is a part of the constellation known as the Bootes, which is considered to be the first constellation because Arcturus is considered to be one of the oldest stars that has been detected in the heavens. So the Arcturus is the star of the constellation Bootes, which is a man with a turban again, with a pipe in his hand. And that is considered the first constellation, and that's mentioned in the Bible. Orion mentioned in the Bible, and other key constellations mentioned in the scriptures. Psalms 19 says that the heavens declare the glory. So when the 10th of December comes along, yes, you're celebrating the feast of the Passover. Yes, you're celebrating the Declaration of Human Rights Day. But Bobo Shanti, join with I know. I know sometimes we feel that way because it's he says so. And Jah never says so. And now, but Jah here again, man. Come on, let's just admit it. Jah is here again. It's not you said Jah dwelling I and I. Well, I owning it. You not owning it, I owning it. Jah here again. Is Jah talking to you? The 10th of December is the rising of Sahu in the heavens, the constellation, symbolic of Negus and Nagas, the King of Kings. All the dance that we have in ancient Africa is aligned with the heavens. That is why we are supposed to just follow the order. Give thanks for the churchical order. Give thanks for the dervish sensation that we carry on the altar, and how we ascend and how we descend and what we sing when we come down and everything. Whether we know it or not, King Emmanuel has set his order to be in alignment with the movements of the heavens. The dates, the ceremonies, the feasts, and the literal order itself, the way that it's carried out. The clothes, the way you wrap the turban, everything, the colors, perfectly aligned. The colors, even the 7-color flag and the purple and the blue, and how they've been interchanged. It's not just because the Father wants to separate himself from the QBTL, but it is the science of the light force that comes from the Orion's nebula, the blue and the purple. I am positive. So it's deep science. No one can come to me with no chicken feed talk. Talking about John and D with stargazing when you cannot explain a positive with any scientific understanding why King Emmanuel changed the blue and the purple in the flag. Yeah, we break that down. It might take us half an hour, but when we done, people will cry water out their eye and say, "Yeah, my Lord, I get it." Yeah, because a man shall come that can read the stars, not just say, "Oh, that's Scorpio, that's Virgo." No, this gone beyond that. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Hey, we live here as they say. Now, let me see if anyone is here. We have 30 people here. Our royal family. How many thumbs up I see here? 15. Okay, so that means these beautiful people here that we have in the chat will be definitely um, giving us some more of these thumbs up stuff here, some likes, so more people can see the video. Okay, we have some beautiful people here. Let me see. We have Antone Moore. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Blessed love. We have Ras with about 7 S's here. Yes, I wonder who that might be. Give thanks, my Lord, for coming in. We also have this Marigold. Give thanks for coming in. Many royal ones in the house with us this evening. Many ones giving their words of truth and right. Let me see who else we have in the house. There's a moment of celebration. Alian is in the house, of course. Rasta Business is in the house. I hope you are with us for the Royal Business webinar. Give thanks to Brother Mike in the house as well. And we have Ras Boni, Garden of Trinity R7. That's it. That's quite a lengthy name. But give thanks. Black Aries, give thanks. Erica Gomez, give thanks. Everyone just giving a blessings. You're here with I. It's actually 11 minutes after 12 o'clock where I am. So some of you who are Eastern Standard Time, it would be 11:11 right by you. Who are you? Which one of you are in the time zone of 11:11 in the chat? If the time is 11:11, let me see 11:11. If you're in the chat, 11:11, if that's the time by you, just put it in the chat, 11:11. It's 12:11 here, but I know it's 11:11 somewhere else. It's not 11:11 by you, even if it's 11:11 in the morning, just put it in the chat. 11:11, let me see. All right. It doesn't seem like it's 11:11 anywhere else, but it's 12:11 here. It's even still 12:11 in the AM. And that means it's, according to that time frame, it's the 11th of December now. Wow, interesting. So Marigold said it's 11:11. Black Aries, yes, it's 11:11 there too. Yeah, and bam, bam, bam. Let me see. Big up from 9 Miles. Yeah, man. Give thanks. Courtney Harrison. Yes, honorable. Give thanks, man. Enough strength and powers. Cutting and clearing. Kino. Montanique. I hope I pronounce it correctly. 11:11. Family, man. And it's 33 people watching now. Wow, 33. See, that's 11:11 times 3. Give thanks, man. Yeah, holding the energy and the vibration. Yes, yes. Man, D2 music 11:11 as well. Family, I give thanks, man. And it's 12:12 here now. 12:12 here. Hey, family, I give thanks. Give thanks to the moment, give thanks to the joy. It's just a moment I decided to come and share and hold a meditation, burning the chalice, and just celebrating, as I said, 27 years of praising Haile Selassie the First as Rastafari. As I clearly said, as man, I can't even really give a time to when I start to hail King Emmanuel. It's just like it just flows straight into it. But I mean, that's so for more than half of when I have been around thus far, so in other words, I've been a Rastafari more than I've been whatever else I was prior at this time. and of course, going straight into ever living life. So I'm very thankful, for sure. That would have been one of the better, if not the best decisions made to accept. Got to be the best. All other decisions that are good decisions came under that umbrella of that is this decision to accept the King of Kings, and Haile Selassie the first. There's nothing else that could have conquered come above that as a decision in my life, but to accept Haile Selassie and the divinity of Haile Selassie and continue to grow even in the understanding of the divinity of Haile Selassie. But that's the growth process. But we are already born in Haile Selassie. So I give thanks, family, love and joy and happiness, and just continue to keep safe. And, yeah, man, we have great works to do, together. This is just the beginning. Trust me, all of what you see going on is just the beginning. Once you are serious about nation building and love and harmony and our people and humanity in general and even taking care of animals, yeah, we have plenty of work to do. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, blessed love.